We're back on the road now. If you're a small business that needs cash and the bank's not lending and you don't know any wealthy angels, what do? You turn to an operation like Bank to the Future. We'll tell you a little bit about that in a second. Simon Dixon is BnkToTheFuture.com's co-founder. Good to have you in the cab. You've got a loop of Canary Wharf to sell this one to us. You launched 3 weeks ago. What'd you do?
Yeah. So Bank to the Future is an online crowdfunding platform. What that means is that you upload a pitch onto the platform and you answer a few questions about your business, and we'll tell you the best way of raising finance from a crowd of ordinary people, other entrepreneurs, investors. That may be offering rewards, it may be offering shares, or it may be borrowing from the crowd.
And in these hard times, and sorry to sound cynical about this, but in these hard times, are ordinary people happy to part with their cash into a business that they don't know much about to people who they don't know much about?
Well, it depends what they're actually investing in. So everyone that comes on our platform, they normally reach out to their own social media contacts. So it is people that know each other. But you can invest as little as £10. So you can invest for rewards, where you might get a product that you would be buying at a discount and contribute to the product. You can invest for shares, which is high risk, high return. And you could invest for monthly income as well.
This idea of crowdfunding, we've got a red light here, so you got a bit of time. This idea of crowdfunding, just explain it in layman's terms to us. I think about 1.9 billion pounds has been raised worldwide since this concept started.
Yeah.
How much bigger can it get?
Well, at the moment, if you look at lending from banks to SMEs, they lend in the UK about 44 billion. That's shrinking about 8% per year. The crowdfunding market is now worth 1.8 billion, and that's been growing at about 367% per year.
Okay, what happens though when the banks start lending to SMEs again? Do companies like yours go out of business?
No, I don't believe that banks are going to start lending to SMEs again. They much rather lend for property, for credit cards. When it comes to limited liability business, they're not interested unless the government's forcing them to do it.
So what kind of businesses are you working with now? And how many have you got on board raising funds?
Yeah, so we're 3 weeks young. We've had 85 grand pledged through the platform so far. We're working very closely with 10 businesses. We've got another 20 or 30 on the way over the next few weeks.
Okay, and you make your money how? You take a cut, do you?
Yeah, we take a success fee. If they raise the finance, we take a 5% success fee. If they don't raise the finance, then we don't get anything.
And are you making a business, a living out of this right now, or are you relying on your own funding, your own angels?
Yeah, so we raised finance for the business, and we're not in a profitable stage yet.
How much did you need to raise?
We raised 150 grand on our own platform, and we put a lot more money in as well.
And did you do that through crowdfunding as well?
We did, yeah. So we actually were in a scenario where at the very last week we got our investors were trying to look for a little bit more equity. So we had a deal negotiated. They wanted more equity right at the last second, just before launch. So we stuck our pitch on our platform, declined the offer from the investors, and raised it all from other entrepreneurs.
You've written, I'll come back to the business in a second, you've written a couple of books, Student to CEO and Bank to the Future.
Yeah.
Just tell me, what's it like being an entrepreneur in England right now?
Being an entrepreneur in England,
bloody tough, I would imagine.
It's very tough, but also at the very same time, it's never been cheaper and easier to do business now.
Yeah.
You've got social networks, you've got the cost of being in business.
Richard Branson, we're coming up to Reuters now. Richard Branson likes your idea.
Yes, so Richard Branson gave a quote for us, did a press release on us, and he's supporting us.
And why has he invested in the business?
He's not invested. No.
He's got to put his money where his mouth is, right?
Yeah, but he
hasn't.
He hasn't invested. No.
Why not?
We haven't.
He likes it so much.
We're not seeking investment right now, but we're going to be doing the next round in a year or so. So we'll probably have that conversation.
Okay, well, we'll have you back in the cab as well, Simon. Thanks very much indeed.
Thank you.
Simon Dixon from Bank to the Future. That was Reuters on the road. I'm Axel Threlfall. This is Reuters.